Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about what is the scenario of research on antimicrobial resistance in our country. Of course, as it is a grave issue which is constantly posing as a threat to public health, it is very essential that consistent efforts are taken in areas like how can we diagnose AMR, how can we treat AMR based infections. And several researchers across the globe have been investing their time and efforts in understanding AMR and finding ways to deal with it. Here we are going to discuss some of the major research areas of antimicrobial resistance in India. What is the current scenario? This data has been published in the scoping report on antimicrobial resistance, which was released by ICMR, Government of India. And it basically gives you an overview of what kind of work is currently being carried out in the area of antimicrobial resistance. So you can see over here that in terms of percentage, the number of publications in 7 different categories of antimicrobial resistance has been shown over here. People have been studying about antimicrobial resistance based infection in humans because you can see that the maximum percentage of publication comes from that zone. 48% publications are in the area of studying infections which are caused by antimicrobial resistant organisms. The next highest that you can see is around 18% of publications are in the area of finding out different novel agents which can be used to deal with antimicrobial resistance or treat infections that are caused by organisms which are exhibiting resistance. There are also papers in different areas of AMR, which may not be completely focused on AMR but allied areas of AMR. So around 12% publications are in that zone. Lot of review articles have been written, that is around 13% of publications. You can also see that prevalence of AMR in environment also has been a major area of research. So around 4% of publications in India come from the region of studying AMR and its prevalence in the environment. We have 3% publications which come from the region of studying antimicrobial resistance in animals and in farming. There is around 1% of publication which comes from One Health and Diagnostics region, so that in these kind of papers you are basically focusing on how to diagnose AMR based infections quickly so that necessary steps in treatment can be taken. Of course, there is also a list of institutes which have been constantly working in the area of AMR, and publications have been coming from these institutions on antimicrobial resistance research in humans in India. If you see the scoping report, you will also find the names of different principal investigators, different other institutions which work on different aspects of AMR, like on diagnostics, like on novel agent studies, or even in the area of agriculture and animals. So this is just an overview for all those who are interested to pursue research in the area of antimicrobial resistance. You should surely read the scoping report on AMR, which has much more details. There's a dedicated chapter on what kind of work is going on about this. Of course, if you want more technical details, you will have to go to the reference papers from which this data has been fished out. So I would recommend that all those who are very much interested about understanding what is the fundamental work that is going on in AMR should surely go and read the scoping report, which has been the link for which has been published on our website as well. Okay. There are different researchers who are looking at therapeutic alternatives to treat infections, wherein the study is basically involving use of nanoparticles, use of antimicrobial peptides, or even depending on some natural chemical components which are derived from plants. So basically phytochemicals. So there are different approaches that are being taken to study how we can deal with antimicrobial resistance, and people who are suffering from an infection caused by AMR based strains, how can we control that? So I will try and post some papers on this as well so that you can read about the same. From the next video, we are going to understand as to how can we deal with antimicrobial resistance at our level. What are the precautions that we need to take so that we curb the spread or the rate at which AMR is spreading in our country? So stay tuned for that.